Mid 1v1 finals, guys. We are with Wings of Death and Bubukitty that made it all the way here to the top. Best of 3 round. This is the first match, so big thanks to solomid for running another 1v1 tournament. You don't really see them that often these days. A lot of people now seem to be preferring the 3v3, 5v5. No problem. But Caddy, man, you've done a great job here all the way to the finals yet again, and it is a pleasure to be here, sir.
Well, thank you. Thanks for showing up on actually such short notice. We had a commentator, and he just fell through multiple times on us. I guess he's got the ESL that's actually going on this weekend and everything. So you came around for us on short notice, which is nice. So thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. solomid has always been somewhat of a kind community to me, except the people in IRC. They kind of suck. But I'm talking to you, Southern Sun. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. But yeah, we are going to have Cassiopeia going up against Kennen. And again, Wings of Death, previous champion here at the 1v1 tournament. Does not look like he's actually changed up his playstyle at all. Still running with that Smite. Smite Ignite on Kennen. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, Wings of Death likes to start off at the Wraith, picks up that Smite for the big Wraith, and then he just kind of leaves him alone for a while. And then during the creep waves, he's going to use that Smite to actually snipe out the catapults. So just in case he ever has to go back to town or his lane's getting pushed, he does not really have to worry too much about excessive tower damage going down. Are you guys waiting for me? It says you're waiting for me here. But I'm at 100%. So WTF. Either way. Cassiopeia is actually a new hero I've not seen in the 1v1 scene, but I can understand the merits. Plays very akin to Urgot. You throw down that poison pool, and then her claws should be tracking through the poison, if I recall.
Yeah, her E ability, the Twin Fangs, has you lose cooldown when you have a poison on her. So if you attack while poisoned with the Twin Fangs, your cooldown gets refreshed, kind of like Ezreal's E.
Actually, I think I know what my issue is. I think I can fix it.
You're at 100% now.
Yeah, but it should have loaded by now. There we go. I think I found the culprit. You can snipe him out. There we go. Come on, game load. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My computer decided to not load. Alright, get that out of the way. So, observers, if you may, get to your stations. That would be appreciated. Which lane are you going, Caddy?
I'll be bottom lane, but...
Alright. I guess I'm going to go defend the top. Alright, Cassiopeia, right off the bat, Bubukitty I was just hanging out by the tower, the inner tower, has herself a rejuvenation beads, some health potions, some mana potions. Let's take a quick look here at her stats. +3 attack, so very likely she's going down that offensive mastery slot, but 15 ability power. I think we know what kind of runes that she's going to be running here. A little bit of increased attack speed, some extra armor, and magic resist as well. So 12 armor, 13 magic resist. Kind of thinking she also spec'd a little bit into defensive as well as a few runes to help that out, or maybe she just didn't go as far into the mastery tree as I would have expected for Cassiopeia. What do you think here, Mr. Caddy?
Well, it seems like, we're dealing with blind pick, so you see a lot of the summoners that ended up here late, in the late finals, they would use a book that's just very generic, they use Armor Pen or Magic Pen, depending on the character, and they'll have, armor for yellows and magic resist blues, and they'll usually get a defensive item, and they'll probably spec in the utility tree for just better cooldowns, being able to stay in your lane, so, it's just a very general book, you don't know what you're going to see, so you're just building for whatever might happen.
Yeah, we do typically see that. I mean, I've seen some tournaments where guys just run one book, regardless of whatever hero they have. So it does play a little bit differently than the 5v5s, whereas you got to be kind of prepared for anything, counter anything that you can. Now, last hits, I do believe we don't have a rule for, say, the 30 last hits. That's still not a rule ever since I think before the first tournament, right? So the last hits, they just count for money, correct?
Yep. We had one where there was a CS difference, but that was when Messiah had done his tournaments. That was a long time ago. I haven't actually ever implemented a CS difference creep count, you know, because it's just there's some characters that just completely outfarm others, and it's just really not fair at all.
Yep, okay, so we're not going to really pay too much attention here to the creep kills, but first death or first tower, that rule is still in effect, doesn't really change too much, and these guys now into the finals are well aware of that, so we're not going to see any kind of crazy suicide, at least I hope, here in the finals. And both heroes, you know, they're going to take their time, farm up a little bit. Likely, we're not going to see too much until they start teleporting back to town for some item shopping binges, and then things should be getting interesting. But let's take a quick look here at Wings of Death. Went with the boost of speed, the health potions, right off the bat, 700 hit points to start with 700 hit points to start with no HP increasing items. That seems like a good amount of extra hit points, probably coming from those runes. But his auto attack, another +3. Look at that armor and magic just also stacked 19, and the movement speed is just from the boots. So yeah, very likely he's going with that generic book of his that he likes to run. As it does look like right now, Bubukitty, I mean, she's been destroying the creep waves with her poison, but that is going to be starting to wear down on her mana. She has 14 creep kills, but Ken is still out creeping her with that ever infinite energy, so it does look like he might start trying to do some zoning tactics in the next little bit, because any kind of level advantage you can get here, guys, is definitely going to come back to win out a little bit there at the end. It does look like Bubukitty's just playing it really safe, not really letting Ken land any shots, not really even seeing any kind of range in there. Gets off that poison, actually, that's going to be taking him down a little bit, but with 3 health potions and 4 health potions and the rejuve beads on Bubukitty, I mean, these guys aren't going to be going anywhere anytime soon. You still there, right, Ken?
Yeah, I am. I'm just sorting a few things.
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure that I didn't lose the stream or anything. But that's good. So Wings of Death is actually going to pop a potion right now. Now, Wings of Death, he has that smite strategy, as we did say. Now, you will notice he is level 5 right now. Bubukitty level 4. And that is because he most likely, and I mean, you guys got Messiah. I'm actually on the other team. So he probably killed off that Wraith in the beginning. Is that correct?
He did, yeah. He grabbed the quick EXP. So he's going to be hitting 6 before Bubukitty.
Yeah, but with a cannon, it can't really capitalize like a huge combo with that 6 due to the energy limitations. I mean, it would likely force Bubukitty back to town, but then Wings of Death likely would just go back to town himself. Bubukitty's doing a good job here with the poisons of just wearing down the creeps. She doesn't want to land any kind of tower damage, because the tower damage is just absolute. Once you get that tower damage, it doesn't regenerate. You can't do anything about it. And it's just a loss that you have to live with. Later on, we do see big pressure builds come out from opponents where they just will keep pushing the lane as often as they can, and that actually stops the enemy hero from going back at any point, because then you just start chipping away the tower, and then it becomes very, very pushable and very just diveable, and that's not something you want. I have a little bit of feedback here saying, I have you saying the stream's a little choppy.
Yeah, we've dealt with it. There's nothing we can do currently, so we just have to wait it out so far.
Okay, so there you go, guys. That's your answer. Oh, Wings of Death with the 6 Ignite going off. Here's a big combo, but no, we do got that flash from Bubukitty, and as I said, I don't think he was able to kill her with that combo, but it does not look like she wants to go back to town either. Going to be just using that health potion and the rejuve beads to the best of her ability. Now, the great thing about Kennen, of course, is that energy. It regenerates at a pretty decent rate. I don't think we're going to see another ultimate farm in a while, but now is the time to be super aggressive. Look at that. Bubukitty is dropping another 200 hit points right there. Thank you very much, Kennen. 10 ability power for those shurikens and everything, but now it comes down to auto attack damage, and this is what you don't really want to see here, guys, on your tower. 1,650 hit points or so, and, you know, it's just going to keep coming down. You keep chipping away at this tower, and later down the line, Bubukitty, who is going back to town right now, won't be able to do exactly what she just did. And that Wings of Death, he kind of knows that she's going back to town, but we do have that teleport. I do believe we have a teleport. Bubukitty. No teleport on Bubukitty? Oh, dear. That is something I did not anticipate. She has that flash, and she has her own ignite. I don't know how I missed that. But, yeah, Wings of Death doesn't actually have the teleport either, but he technically doesn't take it, so I wasn't too surprised. So, yeah, that could have been actually a big push there for Kennen, but no, tower's going to stay at 1500.
Yeah, and usually you see from, it was surprising, Wings took, teleport all the way up here, and, now that he's up here, he actually changed between one of the, the matches getting here that we were streaming. He was running teleport, and he swapped it up and grabbed Ignite because he was running teleport smite. So his strategy changed a little bit. He's a little bit more aggressive than he used to be instead of just pushing all the time. And but it's still a little bit harder to envelop a pushing strategy since it's the second tower over the first tower. So now Kennen has to funnel in, in that cramped area and deal with the Cassiopeia, who works really well in tight spaces.
Second tower?
Yes.
So the rules did change. It's first blood or second tower?
Yes, it's first blood or second tower.
Yeah.
No longer first tower or first blood.
Well, okay. I'm just going to take back my words earlier when I said first blood, first tower, second tower, or first blood. Well, yeah, okay, I can definitely see matches being played out then to the first blood tune instead of the second tower. And these things can actually really drag on a good while. I mean, we're already 8.5 minutes, 8 3/4 minutes in, and we've had the first trip to town, level 8 there on Kennen, level 7 here on Cassiopeia. But even if they get this tower, I mean, that's a whole another 8-9 minutes to get that second unless something has really gone wrong. So I can kind of understand the whole thing. Oh, a little bit of aggression coming out. Wings of Death right there. Does not look like he's going to capitalize on it at all. Gets the poison. Now this poison's doing a good job of just really trying to get Wings of Death into some kind of killable range, but I think he's a little too smart for that. And look at his item. I mean, Negatron Cloak, Berserker's Greaves. Definitely looks like he's building around his W this round, and the Negatron Cloak is just trying to, mitigate all the kind of poison damage that Bubukitty's throwing at him.
Yeah, we saw this is actually a similar strategy that Wings of Death has been doing. He's just been building defensive items and building some items to support his pushing power, and what he's doing is just making it so that he can slowly wither at the champion and wither at the tower. So he's forcing them to back while being able to do damage to the tower. So he's just passively shooing them out of the lane while just passively doing damage to the tower and just slowly whittling one or the other away. So that he's either going to get that second tower or force them pretty much to die in first blood to save the tower.
Well, whatever strategy works, I suppose. I mean, we are here in the finals. It's obviously worked up until now. And I do believe we also have the third match play is going to go down tonight, doing Chaos. And,
Panda.
Yeah, Panda. Oh, look at Bubukitty dropping right. Oh, wow. There's the first blood right there. Wings of Death had that Ignite ready to go. And he just jumped in there with that ultimate and just big damage. I think that, if we had maybe that stun come up a little earlier, it might have been a different tune, but Wings of Death, I think he actually just